I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of neither means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dreams. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't really. It ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun, it's an everyday thing. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night, I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not Haram or beef.
Ooh, let's go. Peace, 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 peace. Peace. Peace, Noble Dre Sean. Peace.
Peace, peace.
Peace, Dre Sean. Peace, Dre Sean. How you doing, Noble?
I'm doing all right. Right now we at the my wife's job is clean this laundromat on the side. So taking care of that.
Islam.
Good work.
I want to say peace, love, and light to every single one of my brothers and sisters, man. I want to say love, truth, peace, light, and illumination, and peace to everybody in the land of the living. It's always, always, always an honor and gratitude to use this platform to do good works and to have these conversations that some people may not want to do. It's very important as we go on with our lives. But without further ado, can someone please give us our Moorish American prayer real fast?
Allah.
Go ahead, Noble.
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation by night and by day through His holy prophet, Noble to Ali, Shalom Aleichem, Ayah Sha'ayah, Hotep, Islam, peace, 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 peace.
Peace, 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 peace.
Man, just peace, love, light to everyone. Peace, peace, peace. But before we get into our Sunday school message, it's going to be a good message because I always like to give biblical history because a lot of things I'm not concerned with, other Moors may be concerned with. That's not my mission. Confusion is definitely not a part of me. I deal with science. I deal with law. Everything else to me is uncivilized. So I try to just share the importance of who we are with my brothers and sisters. Let me pull this up. Got something. Okay, but I want to talk about, before we even get into my message, man, I just had a conversation with one of my Jewish colleagues, and I always tell people I never expose their names, because a lot of times when you get information from educators and professors and etc., a lot of times they just don't want their name to be shared, but you can also share the wisdom to save us. And I tell everybody, this is number uno. Nobody is going to give you no money to save your community. I don't know how much, and Noble Alonzo, I can preach on his tax exempt status. It falls on what it is. I tell people, that's not for the regular man. This is for entrepreneurs and business people. That's why all rich people have nonprofits. Why you think most nonprofits, only a tittle of the money being raised, Nobles, go to the organization? Only 5%. The rest go to their salaries. I'm telling you what I know. That's why these things are set up in this fashion, and that's why we have to take advantage of these things. And a lot of time it falls on deaf ears because we get so caught up with our jobs. But none of our kids, they're not going to get rich by working a job. I don't care how no one want to take this. I don't teach a labor to no youth. That's not my mission as an educator. I do not teach labor to no kids to get no job and no 9 to 5 and retire at damn near 70 old with a whole bunch of debt. That ain't what I teach youth. I teach youth to be entrepreneurs. That's why we have to service each other. And if we're not doing business with each other, then we ain't gonna make no money. I tell Moors this all day. If you're not freaking with people to make some type of organization successful, so they can build the schools and the infrastructures and the libraries and the skills trade centers like I do, and gyms like that, what we want to do, it's not nobody else gonna do it for you. This system is set up for us to do it, and we're not taking advantage of it. Once I said like this, with no disrespect, the only way to beat the man is by laws. You can't beat the powers that be without knowing the law. This is what I tell people. And how you beat the law? Organize. Just like everyone else. Organize. The only way you can whoop the devil per se is with the devil's brew. What are we talking about? And lots of people take advantage of this while we sit back not understanding how this works. This is a system. This is a system. Just like biblical and Quranic study, it's a system. Once you understand the system, the rules of the game, you can either coach it or become a player. I'm just a coach and a player. I try to bring this back to my people. I went in thousands of dollars of debt to get this degree and this wisdom, to be connected to a lot of things the average man can't be connected to. Why? Because they're not in those circles. How are you going to know the language of darkness and philosophy if you're not connected to that, or if you're not one yourself? How are you going to be connected to all these ancient libraries and all these access to books if you're not connected to it? We're never gonna have access to it. What we have access to is niggardly stuff, social media, and that's where most of our babies is learning. They in the meta world, the metaverse, whatever you want to call it, all day. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Because how? The phone in your hand all day, and I'm telling you this shit fake. It's fake. Brothers is not realizing it. The TikTok stuff is fake. All of it mean is fake. All of it is fake. It's Eurocentric and Negrocentric propaganda. It's fake. And we don't know the power of the law. We don't know the power of organization. We don't know what we do. We go to work and come home and complain about our job. We put so much faith in a job. But I say, okay, but what are we building? I say that all day to brother. I say, yes, you got a job. That's great, great, great. Okay. But at the end of the day, what do you have? What's your name on? What's the family legacy? To say I worked a job and I retired in debt? Or did I say, man, I use all my means, whatever I had to put my last name on something, to put our name on something, to have our own infrastructure, to support our own, to make my own popular, That's why a lot of small restaurants and things in the urban neighborhoods, communities, they don't make it. Why? Because Negroes will go to McDonald's and Burger King. They'll go get all of the tight old pants instead of getting their brother gear. They'll say they Moors and all this. They'll have on Gucci instead of Noble. They'll have on Prada instead of the Russian icons. They'll have on Louis Vuitton instead of Versace. You see, because we spend our money on things that's meaningless, and then our money don't go back to our community. That's why no community, no new organizations can make it. That's why, because nobody spends money with us. Everybody donate to these youth organizations. Negro, I donate to a nonprofit, or you paying somebody's salary. You paying the CEO. You ain't even seeing that. I donate to the boys and girls. Man, you ain't paying no kids. When you deal with the BBT, you see the effect of what you're doing right there, because the people benefit. This is what I've been trying to tell us, man, about real power. Yes, I love biblical scripture and I love history, but today is, Adapt class. I'm gonna get into it, but this is civics. How are we going to be civil? How are we going to do business and barter, and we won't even do business with each other? Like, you can't go in no so-called misnomer black neighborhoods. I don't know any with a library. Do y'all? Is it a library in y'all community? The brothers and sisters that's on here? Yes or no?
Yeah, we got them out here.
Yeah, I know you do. You in Sacramento. You in Cali. I'm talking about like in the urban neighborhoods. Like, I'm from Flint, Michigan. No libraries in the city of Flint.
Mm-hmm. You got libraries. Of course, it's not necessarily in the hood per se. I mean, you got to cross the avenue or two to get to it. It's not necessarily local, if you will. Thank you, Alonzo. That's what I'm saying. You can't go like you can say, I'm going to run a McDonald's real quick in the hood. So you can get all that bad stuff in the hood. You can go, I'm going to go to the liquor store and get some cheap drink. You can go to one of them stores and the Chaldeans or the misnomer Arab will sell you anything that they won't sell to other people.
But it ain't nobody in the library, in the neighborhood with no library. Why? Because the niggas ain't gonna support it. Alonzo, you're gonna go out of business. Niggas not gonna support it. They gonna be complaining. And here it is, the library got books that cost thousands of dollars. That got computers. We can help kids do resume writing, skill trades, IT, infrastructure. We can mentor. The people won't support it. We'll be in the neighborhood on our knuckles. And I tell everybody it's tax exempt for the federal government. The same money that you pay your taxes, you can decipher that to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice and see the neighborhood change. And it don't happen. This is the only reason why I say these things. And I'm glad that I had the, opportunity to move from my city of Flint, Michigan to Arizona. I had the honor and the privilege to be able to come from a place, when I say people from home, and I hate to say it like this, but it's just reality. It's no disrespect to no one. People only really cheer for you until the seats are full. Did you hear me?
Break that down, Sheikh.
Your people will only cheer for you when the seats is full. You see, you will have something powerful. It's just like anybody else. But you from the area, it's like, okay, we'll say happy birthday to Rick Ross before I tell my noble Alonzo happy birthday. Why? Because Alonzo might not be as popular as Rick Ross. Say Alonzo just local doing so much for the community, but then if Alonzo starts selling tickets and everything, oh, now Alonzo is popular. But Alonzo already been popular because he's changing lives. It's people that you can see that he's changing lives. Like the seats are already full. Who? Us. We wait for other people to celebrate us. That's what I be telling people. We wait for somebody else to stamp us. Oh, like the song say, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They love. I said back then they didn't want me. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Indeed.
This.
Yeah, that's Mike Jones, I think.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Like for instance, like you, Mo. So I always like to use pictorials so people can see. Because we learn in a plethora of ways. When you're doing a good, and say all your people drink tea, and they don't even buy tea from you. But say if Maso all of a sudden, boom, Maso, boom, get a deal from put this leg work in. Nobody ain't seeing Maso waking up, all the sweat, all the investment. They don't see Maso going to these places with his bag. Maso mess around, get a big distribution deal, get all his teas in certain places. Now, boom, everybody hit him up. I knew you was going to do this. You knew you was going to do this. Yeah, he knew. Because he working in his progress. But where were you? Where were you just say, man, I support your obligation. Let me, at least I can have in my mind, yep, this brother bought a bag of tea for me. That means something. That's like when a person got a store and they got their first dollar. When people spend money with you, don't you know that means something? When you cooking some food and people coming to get that instead of some bull crap, that means something. So when your people how can I say, bartering, we're not bartering, but they patronizing your business, something that you do, no matter the cost, that means something. But then I tell people go out their way not to deal with you. Why? Because they know what you do. And that's what I say. Yes, my business is personal. Why? Because if you in the business of what I'm in and you don't rock with me, man, I can't rock with you. I can't rock with you. Because you're gonna have to tell me why. You want to spend money with me, but you ain't gonna let me make no money. And you drink tea. Why you don't want nobody that look like you to make no money? Why you ain't gonna share your brother's stuff? All he do. My noble Alonzo do all graphic design. Like everywhere I don't go, I don't talk about him. Everywhere I don't go, I don't share his stuff. That's asinine. I'm in a room with people that need this service, and I leave and get on here and say, yeah, man, I've been in a room, noble Alonzo, with all people needed websites. Okay, did I bring you up? Somebody might have said, well, can you call it right there? Hell, I've been on call Alonzo right in the middle of everything. Like, nobody know you're probably busy, but boom, boom, boom. Alonzo will be like, okay, well, cool, give him my number. Boom, 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 and chain down. I'm doing that right on the spot. That's what I'm doing. That's what we do, business with each other. And we don't do business with each other. We don't. And nothing costs too much. I don't care. It don't. It ain't nothing that costs too much. If we're doing a service, we should be reaching out to our brothers and sisters. Just like they got Angie's list, we need to have our so-called Moore's list. What? Anything that need to be done, this is where you get it done from. How? From these people. And that money stays in that cycle, in that cipher. If you need this done, you got this, brother. If you need this done, you got that. If you need that, boom, 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 boom. All that need to be done in-house where it's a community, where things can be done. And then when we tax exempt, which people don't understand that power, I mean, I just don't understand us at that point, y'all. Like, we have to teach this. And we have to teach this to our children as well. We have to teach them what we know now. We can't just know all this and then don't teach this to our kids and don't sit our kids down. Our kids are going to university, so we just gonna let them teach all this. And your Sheikh got the degrees that your kids are going to get. Man, that's just like having a master tool and you a mechanic with not only the tools, but can walk you and hold your hand through the work and help you through the capstone. And you don't use that? Like, are we nuts? You hear me?
Islam.
I'm just being the hypocrisy of it. I'm just being honest. Here it is. I was just talking about this yesterday. I was telling my friend, I was like, bro, I said, listen, use me as a source. Use me. I'm a sponge. It's no reason for no kid to get behind in nothing that I already have. Why? That's like blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. Why? Because when you got the Holy Spirit right there and you say you got to go do it on your own, and the Holy Spirit sit right next to you, like, right, I'm right here. You ain't gonna take me with you. But like, but let's talk about it. You wait for God. I'm right with you. What we talk about? The Holy Spirit. God works through man. It's right there. You ain't turned around and look and see what you have to help you through what? The storm? To hold your hand? I hold your hand. This is what I be telling brothers and sisters. I hold your hand. There's no reason. That's why I keep always talk about the what was this called? My boy King Jufu, his book, Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys and Girls. I suggest brothers and sisters read that book and understand that psychology of that book. It's so important today. School, and the reason why I say this before I even get in my teaching, I'm only 18 minutes in, so I'm good, is because our kids is back in school. It's a whole new year. Just like Noble Dantes was in the book, what was called Outwitting the Devil. And he was referencing in a book club last Friday about auto-suggestion and about our kids knowing who they are, standing strong. It's a whole new dispensation. We cannot leave our kids and send our kids out in the world unequipped of who they are with their nationality and spirituality. Because if we do, and we say we know it, then it's on us. It's our fault, brothers. That's why I say at a point, we got to start involving the youth. We have to make them, I don't care what they say. You need to have a little bit of time with this to build you up and everything. So when anything happens, because when a storm comes and we know it's going to come, I don't know what type of storm it may be, but a storm comes, you know how to handle the storm. You know what tools is used to maneuver through that storm. How? What? Your tools are reasoning. Your tools are decisions. That's what this is all about. And that's why I recommend all kids to read what I be giving them about auto-suggestion and subconsciousness and God consciousness. Nothing is osmosis. You got to remember that. And nothing is stupid when it comes to your intuition, when you come to that God consciousness, but it has to be built up. And that's what I be telling my brothers and sisters when you send your babies out in the world unequipped. I'm trying to tell you who, with new teachers, because they at universities. So now it's all different influence. I'm trying to tell people what I know. And when I be teaching, I don't be whipping. I be teaching because I know. Why? I have to know. I'm in tune. This is what I be telling people. I bet you if I talk to a kid right now, they'll be like, yes, Dad, I'm like, because I'm in tune. Kids don't like me because they think I'm smart. Kids like me because I'm in tune. I'm on the same frequency. I'm trying to tell people what I know. That communication, that door of communication is supposed to be open. How? A young kid is supposed to be able to talk to their parents about anything. Why? Because they're in the world and there's some crazy shit in the world when they're in university. I know this to be true, especially if they living in dorms. Because now you're on your own. Now you can drink. Understand what I'm saying? Now you can smoke. Now you can have girl. Now you can be out. It's so many different things. Now it's influence. And if you ain't strong enough in your confidence and your character, you can be influenced. How? But want to be popular. You might join Greek fraternities. You might join all these outside things, but the parent may know all the skills to help them kid make a sound decision and stand on their square, but we don't. Understand what I'm saying, parents? Understand what I'm saying? All parents. All parents. This is for all of us. Because what? The first teacher is who? The parent. The first teacher sending the kids out in preparation. Even though a lot of stuff I didn't listen when I was young, but I remember all the nuggets and I give it back. My parents told me, if anything go against what we taught you in this house and this God consciousness, and it goes against and school, you get in trouble for standing on righteousness, we'll defend you. And that's the same confidence your kid need to have. Islam,
Sheikh.
Islam.
Because the science is good. Don't get me wrong. We could talk about the science all day, but I tell people the responsibility, it ain't nobody's responsibility to be teaching our babies or nothing but us. Because yes, they can go to the public schools and get the 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs, but anything else, that's supposed to be taught at home or in your so-called churches or in your organizations. And the church is the people. So it's supposed to be your gathering, your culture. That's where you get who you are. That's where you get spirituality and history and science and learning law and civics and all these other things. And if you want to jump into skills trades, why? Because you have those mighty men of valor in the circle. You have those master mechanics. You have those adapts. You have those brothers that look spatial with turbans and fezzes on and kufi, and the kids can see that at a young age. That's why. This is why. So they can see us, they can see themselves in history, in academia, in wisdom as dignitaries. Now that's no Negro that came on no slave ships. You can see Wentworth Matthews and them. You can see Abdul Hamad Solomon. You can see Abdul Solomon and Abdullah, you know, the one that taught Neville Goddard. They can see John Henry Clark. They can see Sheikh Anna Diop. They can see Ivan Van Sertima. They can see Dr. Francis Krause Wilson. You know what I'm saying? They can see these scholars in the flesh. They can see Dr. Ben. You know what I mean? They can see Carter G. Woodson. You feel what I'm saying? They can see all these scholars for themselves that a lot of kids may not know. They can see this. And I'm just throwing a few off the top that I know. They have a reference. We give our kids this. We have a full library. We have a library with over 1 million books and documents. We should be calling this in an uproar. Here it is, my noble on here. His son get ready to go to school. The first thing my mufti did was like, hey, let me call my brother, my Sheikh, my mapping guy, you know, my brother that's on the same level in life, a brother that I look up to because we look up to each other because we are nobles. I'm just a map and a guy in the flesh, the same thing he is. But the first thing my noble said, hey, my son need these books. You know, Sheikh, do you have them? Of course, I have every book. Some stuff, the file's too big, but I show a person how to get them. And bam, right then, you have it on your phone. These are assets. Why? Because I've been through it. I have degrees in it. And I'm not saying that like I'm better than no one else. I tell people this. That's the choices that I've done. People chose to do other things in their life. That was something that was important to not only myself and in my family. And so that's what I chose to do. And when I tell people, hey, if anyone is going for this, or if anyone got to be honest, you want your kid to get a good degree and go to university and be the best they can be and have no expectations. If you say anything else, you a damn fool. I don't care what no Negro Moore say, Noble Alonzo. We truth tellers on here. What we want for our babies to get a good education, you know what I mean? Use their talents to do whatever they want to do and be the best that they can be. Am I right about that, Noble Alonzo?
You're right. You're right.
Am I right about that, Noble Barclay? Ain't that what you want for Bailey? And I'm sure other things, but those are some basics, you know? Those are some basics that we want for our babies, that we want for all children. And I tell people the thing that I know, Nobles, being in the community schools, going around in my city of Flint, where most of the schools are closed, where most of the teachers are afraid to teach these kids because they don't understand, because these kids may have a different type of energy, the way they've been raised different. They're not eating the right foods. They call the police on our babies in the 4th grade and get them fingerprinted. So that's a whole system to set up. So now, anytime they get older, you know what that shows? It shows that our kids, since the 4th grade, been problem youth. So they all in a system. So that's a X on them. That's how they get our babies caught up. That's a tactic. I know this. I taught this shit. I showed this, excuse my candor. That's why we need brothers like myself and others to say, hey, it's enough of us. We can create our own schools. We don't, no disrespect. We don't got to be all happy. No disrespect again when we see the other man and we be seeing on TikTok and all our kids that look like us go to a different school and they're like, oh, this person can go to the barbecue. It's like all the joking stuff, but we don't support these things. All these churches in these communities where we go to with our families and our grandma and them go to, and we just go to church. What about the classes in the churches? What about the mentoring in the churches? What about the skilled trades in the churches? What about the brotherhood in the churches? What's up? I ain't pointing a finger at nobody else because this ain't nobody else's issue. This is what I be telling people. What, you want some welfare? Well, what you want? You think somebody finna give you some money? No, we taxes them for the federal government. This is what I'm telling people. We don't support each other. We don't support the ones that we know can do this. Right now, Alonzo know in his heart, if his son had any trouble in school with any classes that he's doing, if he take any spiritual class, any writing, Alonzo know his son can hit me up, and I can at least try to straighten it out a little bit if he having a little academic problems or in a discipline that I may have a little bit of knowledge on. Am I right about that, Alonzo?
Of course.
See, this is what I'll be telling us, using it as a source. If Alonzo's son, which I know Alonzo can ask his son, yeah, do you got to write an APA format? He's gonna be like, yeah, Dad, that shit hard. Or Chicago or the Chicago Review style, the APA format with the annotated bibliographies and how you got to source all your writings and everything. And ask your son, is it going to be a system where you got to turn all his papers in? It's going to be called Turn It In system. And that Turn It In system is where it's going to, no matter what paper he write on, it's going to spit out where he got all that information from. And you only can get a small percentage of plagiarized work that where you got your work from. And if it's more than, I think, maybe 8, 9, 10%, maybe, I don't know what the percentage is now, you're gonna have to redo your paper over. And if you do that twice, they'll call you in the office and be like, hold on, man, like maybe you ain't ready for this because you don't know how to write in this style for academia. You see what I'm saying?
Indeed.
These are skills. This is what I call preparation. So imagine all this stuff, what I'm saying now, I'm teaching the babies in the 4th grade, Noble Alonzo. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm telling people what I do. I've seen what you mean, Sheikh, because I've taught kids in the 4th grade this. That's what the hell I'm saying. If I can get a 4-year-old that can recite the whole what's that young boy name? NBA Young Boy, and he can rap the whole NBA Young Boy whole album. Oh, I got it. All you gotta do is give me a year. I'm telling you, I done this. All you gotta do is give me a year. Give me a year working with any youth, a group of kids. They'll be like, God damn, how you do this? What? Because I know what I'm doing. I'm telling you, especially with youth boys, especially with young girls, I know what I'm doing. This is what I call y'all the elements. When I say it's almost like in martial arts, a person that's not under the discipline, they think they black belt mean they a master, Noble Alonzo. But see, your black belt just means you're ready to learn as a student. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all that means. That black belt just means you're ready to become a student. This is what I be telling people. So you mean you would go through all these gup Sheikh, doing all these forms, all that, and then you telling me now I get to a black belt, now I'm ready to go in the dojo with these people? Yeah. Only till then. Yes. Absolutely. Now you're ready to learn. Absolutely. Why? After you got all the basics. Damn. After you know how to do a chest pass, per se. After you know how to do a right hand layup, a left hand layup. After you learn all the basics, yes, now you're ready to learn. Now you're ready to go to the next level, to learn, to use your brain as an adapt. Yes. And this is what I tell people. This is what I teach babies. And this is I'm glad my Noble Alonzo son is going to university and going to be able to experience this. Watch, because I done it with so many students. I done been to so many graduations and kids like, thank you, parents were writing me letters. Like, without your help, my son was going to drop out of GCU because it was hard to write an APA format. He said that the library that they had to use, the online library, sucks. And I said, I know. How do I know all this if I didn't go through the fire? How would I know? How would I know how to write an APA format at Chicago Review and everything have to be sourced and referenced a certain way? How would I know all this if they got a system called to Turn It In, where you turn all your paper into to see where you got your information from? And if it got a certain percentage of plagiarism, it's going to kick it all back to you. How would I know this if I didn't go through this, if I didn't master it and come out clean? This is what I'm telling people, and then know how to apply it. And then I've done lectures in academia. All my moofies, all my brothers met me. They didn't meet me in those streets. All my brothers, they met me in my places of business, here doing work. When I used to work in Tucson, running my suit stores, I used to do this in real life. I said, man, it's the camera on, boom, lights, camera, action. Hell, I ain't getting this to be popular. I got in this to educate and touch people's lives, because I've been doing this way before this internet stuff and this more science stuff, being a divine minister and a teacher. This is what I'm telling us, man. It's bigger than this internet. We gotta at least attach to something and an organization and in the flesh and put some money behind it and see what it can do. Because I'm telling y'all, we can do some good. There's so much opportunity in urban cities, especially my community. I'm telling you, even my Mufti Dantes L is on here. I don't know if I wish he could speak. You know, he's in St. Louis. Like, it's so much potential. And we tax in for the federal government, brothers and sisters. We can build our own infrastructure, buy one of these churches that's ready to rock and roll and change it out and have our babies and teaching our kids, doing everything all these big Jewish organizations do. This is what I'm telling us, man. Nobody's going to give us no funds to teach our kids. Nobody's going to give us no funds to build no library. We should be doing this. The brothers and sisters that got funds and all that, they should be helping. All the basketball players and all that they got some money manager, they should understand the importance of tax exempt status. We all should understand this. We should be preaching this. We should be teaching this. It fall on deaf ears to a lot of brothers and sisters when I teach this. And then I put a pictorial on the whole thing. And when I show my Jewish colleagues, and they do exactly what we're talking about. They do exactly what we're talking about. How we should be set up in our community, and the people should know how to cipher those funds and make it a tax exempt status, so that money and that it can be in the neighborhoods, and we can have our churches and our temples and our schools and our infrastructure to do business together. Because the only thing that we can own is our churches and our schools. We got to understand this. That's why I be telling my brothers and sisters, man, I don't care about no maybe religion. I'm way past that. Whatever religion you understand, I'm fine. I'm under the triple rose, but we have to have a common denominator. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, we can talk about the science all day, which is great. We could talk about biblical scriptures all day, which is great. But we're not going to talk about finances. We're not going to talk about infrastructure. We're not going to talk about teaching our kids all these things. Or we're just going to send our kids out in the world with how can I say it? With no information. So when they go in the world, when they go to academia, or when they deal in life, everything is just new. They can't say, yep, me and my dad, or in class, Sheikh talked about this, or boom, 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 boom. I can call Sheikh at any time. You know, man, I'm going through this. I might not want to call my dad, or I might want to, you know, who knows, have that line open. That's what I'll be talking about. The familiarity and being familiar with reaching out, being familiar with asking questions. This is what I tell my brothers and sisters, the importance. Why you think a lot of young kids, when they go to college, they join these Greek fraternities, not knowing what these Greek fraternities are about. And then when I see these young brothers, I give them a George G.M. James, I give them Stolen Legacy. And they be like, well, Sheikh, why nobody never gave up this book? I said, I don't know. I asked a lot of them students, do they know who Carter G. Woodson is? Do they know who I'm finna say? The one what's my boy name? 180 facts about the Negro. Everybody name be slipping. Come on, somebody give it to me. One of my muftis. The name. What's the author name? My mind's slipping. I'm thinking about so much. Come on, somebody. Brian on there looking at me. He know the author. But yeah, man, all these things, it's already been written about, y'all. And for our babies not to know nothing about this, who gonna teach them? Can y'all hear me? Who gonna teach them?
Gotta be us.
I mean, somebody talk to me. I mean, I know I ain't talking to myself, man, because I'm my teaching ain't gonna be long. I just wanted to talk to brothers and sisters. Like, think about this for a minute, brothers. I use me, for example, in my academia, and I was old to get my master's degree. All my professors said, what part of secret society are you a part of? All my writings. We're like, well, what group? Because we never heard it like this. Where did you get these books from? Do you hear me? Because I wasn't using a lot. I was using Oxford, Harvard, Cambridge. I was using other wisdom because I'm a researcher, but my research is peer reviewed. I'm going so damn deep, busting their goddamn heads. When I start quoting, go ahead. Say somebody was saying something.
Yeah, that author's name is Canyon, a non-reservationist.
Who?
The author of the book Canyon.
Canyon.
Yeah,
No, I'll talk about the 100 Amazing Facts about the Negro.
Yeah, the Indian of the
Our other brother. Did I say Carter G. Woodson? Not Carter G. Woodson, but
A. Rogers.
damn. Yeah, J.A. Rogers. Yeah, my bad. My mind, I don't know what I'm thinking. I got Deuce Muhammad Ali all in my head for some reason. But yeah, J.A. Rogers. A lot of kids don't know about these writers, y'all. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. Even the book that I gathered, compiled, and divinely prepared. Man, when I shared that at the elementary school, even the teacher was like, "Well, I never heard of her. I didn't know this. Wow." I said, "I know." So if the teachers don't know this and they so-called teaching Black history to these kids, what do you think they get? The same thing they got in the 80s. Because it's a reading list. This is what I'm saying. We sending our babies out unprepared. Why? Because we don't have nothing special in our communities that's teaching this. You got hallelujah and Jesus on the main line. And when you die, you're gonna go to heaven or hell. Some old stuff I ain't read in the biblical scriptures, but whatever. We putting it all on someone else to teach our kids. But where are special groups? Where are junior nobles? Where are junior empresses? Where the sheiks and everybody be like, no, okay, this or that. Well, this science got to be accepted. And if we ain't gonna be accepted nowhere, brother got to be smart and say, you know what? We gonna support the BBT and use the money that we giving Uncle Sam. She just give us a tax-exempt receipt. We have an infrastructure in 1 year paid for. I told people $300 from 100 people, $100 from 300 people, and that's a month is $360,000 a year, and that's pennies compared to mega churches, man. And in the urban cities, we buy a nice size one of these churches that's abandoned in the city of Flint. Because now in the city of Flint, nobles, it's only 70,000 people in the city of Flint. Do y'all hear me? Only 70,000. So you know it's what abandoned? What churches? Number one, and houses. That's why it's gonna be plight. I'm telling you. And this is the opportunity to do things. Why? Because we're giving our money away. I'm telling you. I'm all down with powernomics and all that. I understand all that. But see, we could talk about religion, spirituality. People can argue over these things. And I say, that's fine. But until we sit down and say, wait a minute. This brother is saying something right. We are taxing for the federal government. We can use our money to build our infrastructure. And everybody can get taxes and receipts and give to their tax preparer when they prepare their taxes. That's why most NBA players, they have money managers, and the money managers, yeah, they pay their taxes, but they might be ciphering it to their homeboy religious organization, making them rich. And you could be supporting your own. And we don't know this. We don't know this. That's why I tell my brothers and sisters, man, like my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. We would rather argue, and we would rather sit and talk about things that we know instead of solutions. Because I can care less about what the hell we used to. I know what we can do. And I know we can die trying to do it, and we can die trying. That's what I know. And we can live trying too. So if we talk about the problem, then it got to be a solution. It got to be. That's why I say what the solution is. What? Organization. That's the solution. The solution is what? Organization. The solution is what? Nation in a nation. That's the solution. That's the only way. Why? Because our kids finna go to academia and go to these universities. If they're not on full scholarship, they're gonna go in big time debt. Then what if your kid flunked the hell out? What if your kid flunk out? Because and instead of having an ally like myself that can guide them, that say, man, you know what? I need to support this brother. Why? Man, because not only he can help me, he can help my children. He can help my children's children. Hell, my son, he might be probably have connected to the kid. He need to bring them young brothers in so they can know who they are at a young age, just to help them navigate. Just imagine if a lot of other brothers had what I'm talking about at this tender age. Just imagine if brothers was tuned in instead of tuned in to stupid stuff. This is what I'm talking about, man.
Be a much different reality, Sheikh. Much different.
This is what I'm talking about. Yes. Imagine if we had business class and finance class at a young age when we sit down, the kid talking about, oh, I went to school. They showed us how to do the stock market and we played with fake money. Why the hell you playing with fake money? If I'm showing you how to play with the stock market at a young age, we ain't using no fake money. Because if you don't master the stock market, say you in the 4th, 5th, 6th grade, and we doing the stock market shit for at the 4th grade, we ain't playing with no fake money. Man, we got to start using real money, goddammit. Excuse my candor. What the hell is we doing? This is what I'm talking about. The children can't be the future. Why? Because we the future. This is what I keep telling them. We the future. We still have to guide. We have to be the example. And so when our babies go out in the world to these universities and to these other places, they don't want to leave. They want to come back and build in the community. Why? Because what we doing, they can be assets in the community. This is what I'm telling us, man. This is what I be trying to tell our brothers and sisters. We be missing it. We be missing this whole thing. Our kids to go to do what? And then repeat the same cycle, because we don't understand tax exempt status. We don't understand tax code. We have got caught up in this conscious community shit where everything is the stupid ass meme. Excuse my candor. Where people have been caught up in things because they don't understand. And this is the truth. And the truth will make you free. And everybody know I'm telling the truth. Because if you have a job, then you paying taxes. If you not, tell me what you're doing with your money then. Because you sitting up here lying to me and everybody on this internet in the world, and you definitely lying to yourself. You ain't even got to try to convince me, because I got a degree in what I'm talking about, an undergrad. I know you paying taxes, unless you smart like any other rich European or people that's part of religious organizations that's tax exempt from the federal government. But if you not, then you paying taxes to Uncle Sam willingly. And then you probably choosing for the Uncle Sam to take the most out of your check. Why? Because you think you're getting the tax return. You know it and I know it. But see, when you look at it, it's just like looking at a goddamn a consumer bill. You don't know what you're paying for. You think you're getting a return. And I'm telling you, you only getting the tittle of what Uncle Sam took from you the whole year. Anybody want to play the game? Anybody want to play the game? That's why I said this stuff is not complex. None of this stuff is complex. None of this stuff is hard. The laws is simple. The only way to beat anything that you think is against you is with what, y'all?
The law.
Then I'm trying to tell you. I don't care how no one feels. If you don't know this, then you lost. I keep telling people, nation in a nation, community, your religious organization trumps everything. Nobody, it fall on deaf ears. Brothers don't catch it. We be looking all baffled in the face. Well, I'm black and I'm proud. Well, black have no rights in law. Black is civil mortis. Black preachers, if you talk to a black preachers, they can get subpoenaed. They have no lawyer and client confidentiality. Don't you know that? On record, I'm no black preacher or nothing. I'm a rabbi, I'm a priest, I'm a sheikh. There's nothing black about me. If you say black around me, that's like anti-Semitic to me. Point blank. Because I done told you, for the record, I done told you I'm not black. It ain't nothing black about me. I ain't saying black ain't beautiful, but that's not my nationality. I am not black. I am not an adjective. Point blank. Period. I have the right. I have the right. And so when anybody comes disrespecting you and you do things for the record and it can be proven, that's disrespect. And you have every right to cause and to stand your ground against disrespect. Because I'm going to tell you out of my mouth what it's not. You're not going to tell me what it is. I have the right. This is what I'll be telling my brothers and sisters. And until we teach our babies this, we messed up. We messed up if our babies out in this world being identified as a black this or a black this. Because I know how the world is. I know how cruel the world is. Can be to a young man or a young woman that don't know who he or she is at this tender age going in the world. I'm telling you what I know, brothers and sisters. Are y'all with me?
Exactly with you.
I just wanted to set that precedent, man, because my teaching ain't gonna be too long. I'm just gonna jump in this and we out. But I just feel I needed to say that, you know.
Gratitude for reiterating
Gratitude.
what we speak for and what we stand for. Islam.
Yeah, man. You know, there's so much happening. Like I told y'all when I was here, I came home to my class reunion. Then I went to like an old school concert. It was like 810 day, and a little young girl got shot, and she got killed. And I guess they just caught the young boy. But when you look at this stuff, bruh, it's only these is babies. And I know you're accountable for your actions. But I look at it like, where have the ball been dropped? You know what I mean? So we can go on and on with that. But like I'm saying, y'all, we our nationality and our spirituality is so important, and we can't get away from that. We can't give who we are to other people. We can't let other people talk about who we are and who we're not, Noble Brian and Muftis, just because they're older, from no reference, from no science. We cannot allow that. You know, we can't. Like, we can't, y'all. Like, I'm sorry. Like, the road that we on right now, as we seeing things close and how we seeing this is not going to be taught in the so-called public schools, I don't feel no way. Because remember, they public and we don't own none of that. The only thing we supposed to own is our so-called churches and our temples. That's the only thing we own. We what? The money. Because we have the religious right. Until we understand that, we ain't gonna have nothing, y'all. It's gonna be all look what they teach. Look, it ain't no books. I have a library. I have curriculums to teach all levels of academia and college. Like, and that's why I tell people, I'll be like, man, like, I turn down a lot, but I stopped turning down stuff now. I'm just being honest. I have stopped turning down things, you know, because I really thought things would pick up, but wisdom is not popular. You know, it's just not popular. You know, y'all feel me? I mean, it's no disrespect to no one.
Right.
It's no disrespect to nothing, but I'm saying a lot of this stuff is not popular to the misnomer Black community, and I see we complain. I can show y'all so much, man, about how like nonprofits mess up communities that's not really for the community. You know what I mean? I can show y'all all these real things when you see you donate to things and you be like, man, it ain't doing nothing. But something real that's organic that comes from the community, you will see the real work. I'm telling you, because like most of my work is volunteer. I mean, I can do way more, but I'm willing to show someone else what they can do. That's why I tell all my nobles, like me and Dante has been talking, like, nobles, get established, because you can do greater works than I. Like, y'all saw me taking kids to the Phoenix Sun games, how I solicited all them proteins, get all them tickets for free. How I know how to solicit and get this and that and the other tax exempt status. How I know how to solicit grocery stores and get the whole organization not paying taxes in places. All these things that people been witness. You can go back to some of my first lectures and see, have I changed or have I switched? Not once. See if I lie about any of my credentials. Not once. See if I done everything on my own with my 2 nickels and pennies that I can rub together. I ain't came on here and say, hey, man, I need to collect some money to write some book, or say, man, I want to raise a couple $1 million to buy some never lands, and then we don't have no land, all it be for Gazy. And then these people jump back out here just because they under Nation of Islam. Don't nobody care about that crap. Me and my Muftis, we put our pennies together and do real work. And I'm telling you, we can do real things, man. That's all I'm saying. It's like, I have a full library, people. I have a full library. A full library. And I know my Muftis on here can testify and be like, man, I ain't saying I give everything to my nobles like I'm this and that, but I know I've imparted some things to my nobles that I've dug down in the depths with, and came back running with and gave to my nobles. This what I know. I know my nobles got that's worth gold and diamonds, huh, Brian?
That's right.
This is what I know. And when you're on a life mission, this is what I tell brothers about. The thing I like about brotherhood is organizations. It's building blocks. But let's go on, man. I'm gonna give y'all this little bit of wisdom and we out of here. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit about part 2 of the Hebrew letters as numbers and word pictures. You know, last week I talked about that a little bit. I didn't go too far in it. I got a lot of books and documents, but I put stuff together to bring to y'all. But all y'all have the documents that I speak on. I might just be piecing stuff together, but y'all have the, how can I say, the teacher's manuals to everything that I talk about. But the Hebrew language use their letters as numbers, and the letters are also words and concepts that can be used either literally or symbolically. So y'all know, just like my Kai that I got on, you know, it's symbology. But anyway, we know like the Alf, the Beth, the Gimel. I'm gonna go all of, you know, how I just do a number system like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 100, 200, 300, 400. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? Follow me? Nobles, y'all follow me?
Islam.
Okay, so I'm gonna break this down. We're gonna teach. I got a little time to teach. This is how, and this is ministry too. When you can talk about things, then you give some teaching, then we go home. Get your pens out. You're gonna be like, damn, what are you talking about? You're gonna be like, oh snap, he done broke things down. SO and XO, real fast. I hope you catch it. Alf, an ox or bull equals what? Strength, primacy, leader. I'm going Beth, a tent, house, in, into, household, family. Gemel, a camel, equal to be lifted up, pride. Delft, DALETH, a door, opening, entity, pathway. Hey, a window, equals, behold, the, to reveal, inspiration, what comes from. Vav or Vev, VAV, a nail, hook, and equals to fasten, join together, secure, add. Zayin, a weapon, equal, cut, cut off. Set, fence, enclose, equals inner room, heart, private, separate. Man, I don't want to go to, I just break down the words set, tet, yah, kaf, lemed, mem, noon. Now all these mean something. All of them mean something. So write these words: the shet, the tet, the yah, the kaf, the lamed, the mim, the noon, the sanik, ayan, the pay, sidak, the kuf, the rish, the sheen, the tav. Now all these things mean something. All of them mean something. All of them. Like that's why I said if I had my chart up, you'll be like, oh snap, because I'm painting a picture. But the picture would be too long, so I want to try to skip through it and see could you catch it. So A1, Alf, unity. Alf, remember, is an ox in Hebrew. It signifies strength or being first or number one. The number one signifies unity or that which is first. So writers, I know Bullinger wrote some writers. He says in all languages it is the symbol of unity. That's why when I talk about signs and symbols of the primordial man by Albert Churchward, write that down. All the signs belong to the mighty Moors. See, they know it. Genesis, the first book, is entitled In a Beginning. There can only be one beginning. The first commandment is, thou shalt have no other gods before me. It expresses the unity of so-called God and the fact that this one God is the creator of all. In Hebrew language, there are two words for number one. Remember, Yahid, Y-C-H-E-E-D. It means an absolute unity or an only one. And in Genesis 22:2, Echad or Echad, E-C-H-A-D, is a compound unity. Genesis 2:24 and Deuteronomy 6:4. Y'all got that, right?
Islam.
So you can fact check your brother. See, we gonna. I told you, man. I'm mapping. All I'm gonna do is hold your hand. Hey, Brian, it's an old school song, but I forget who sing that song. He'd be like, "Take me there." I forget how I go. Take me there. I'll be having fun with this, man. I love it, man. But B, or the two, the Beth, division, double witness. The Beth is a house or household in Hebrew. God established a what? The household with what? The so-called Adam and Eve. The two people in a marriage per se. I'm just painting a pictorial for you can see. This provided direction, a double witness in the family to know the will of the creator. It takes 2 points to make a line and establish direction. Stay in the science, you know? Stay in the science. Stay in the science. You can see it. The number 2 signified either division or a double witness. God established 2 covenants in the biblical scripture, right? First, as a double witness of what? Truth, but also to establish what? Direction. You can't have no truth without direction. That's why I say, brother, we going somewhere. That's why I say truth has no sides. That's why I said I'm strong. I don't care what nobody accuse me or try to say about me on this social media. Just like the person who was on here the other day, oh, that racist what you said, because I said I see color. I'm not blind. I'm not blind. I'm not prejudiced. Far from that. But I do see color. Nothing wrong with seeing that. But going from the old covenant to the new covenant shows a progression of revelation from the lesser to the greater. And see, that's what people always try to do when they try to shut you down. Well, color don't matter. This, well, if color didn't matter, why wasn't the truth just told from the Gideon? Why are we trying to whitewash history? Why was it so relevant that certain individuals and certain infrastructures tried to rename or reclassify Negroes? Tell me why. Or misnomer black people. That's Moors. Or if you want to deal with more, Amazigians. And I can show you the history. Why are we afraid of these teachings? Why? Why? And the same principle is found with Hagar and Sarah, Ishmael and Isaac, with Jacob and Israel, with David and Saul. In the New Testament, in the contrast between Saul and Paul. In each case, there is division with a resulting conflict between the 2 characters. Yet also, God established the pattern of moving from one point to another, right? I'm just giving a story because we can get all in it. When I said I can blow it all up if we want to, but I don't like to just crush people all the way when they be coming disrespectfully. But I deal with the text, and I can deal with the history of it too, you know. But the G, the 3, the Gimel, the division of, the divine fullness, the perfection, the Gimel, the Gimel. That's a camel in Hebrew, y'all. You see, I'm breaking down the symbology with what it is, right? Are y'all rocking with me? Okay. I hope you see what I'm showing you. It signifies to be lifted up. Pride is the negative side, being glorified or elevated to a position of authority. It is positive side. The number 3 is a number of divine fullness, completeness, or perfection, whereas it takes 2 lines to fix a position by an X-Y axis per se. It takes 3 to give shape and to enclose a geometric area. In this case, what? A triangle. Right, brothers? We on the same wave. We in the same house. Because the law, there we go. Allow to talk about what? The law, because law governs all events. I'll be waiting for Morris to be quick to say something, then I'll pull out law governs all events, and they just be there quiet. Be like, yeah, because a lot of people just be overstepping things because a lot of things are so complex but so simple. But the law established truth on the basis of 2 or 3 witnesses. It's in your scripture, Deuteronomy 19:15. I'm just giving you biblical context. The number 3 may be considered to be a complete witness. 2 witnesses are enough to establish truth, but 3 bring completeness, clarity, and shape to it. Understand the science is what I'm talking about. I know everybody will be like, but this, but that, but this, but a whole bunch of stuff. We ain't dealing with that right now. And for this reason, there are 3 primary feasts, days in Israel, right? They say the Passover, the so-called Pentecost, and the Tabernacles. And it takes all 3 feasts to perfect a man with the fullness of the Spirit, right? Right? Especially when I talk about the most place, the holy place, and a quarter roundabout. Each feast is an aspect of what? Salvation for man's threefold nature, spirit, soul, and body. Remember I just said the most place, the holy place, and a quarter roundabout? Read in scripture 1 Thessalonians 5:23. 1 Thessalonians 5:23. It's right there for all my biblical scriptures. In Luke 13:23, Jesus Yahshua or Yahushua says, behold, I cast out devils and I do cures today and tomorrow. And the 3rd day I shall what? Be perfected. That's what the text says. Yahushua, Yahshua, whatever you want to say, was the good shepherd in death. For John 10:14 says, I am what? The good shepherd, and I lay down my life for the sheep. Yahushua was the great shepherd in resurrection. You read this in your biblical scripture, Hebrew 13:20. Now God, or you want to say Yahweh of peace, who brought up from the dead the great shepherd of the sheep through the blood of the eternal covenant, even Yahushua, our Lord. Finally, Yahushua is the chief shepherd in glory. For 1 Peter 5:4 says, for all my Christian brothers and sisters, and when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive what? Unfading crown of glory. So you see, the 3 is the number indicating completeness and perfection. That's all. But come on, man. Y'all know what I'm saying. I got a little bit more for you. The D, the 4, the death, the earth, the material creation. The death is a door in Hebrew. I'm trying to show y'all, man, real science, for nobody can get you caught up in symbology because they don't want you to understand the constellations. That's why I said, I'm going to give you the ESO, the EXO. I'm going to give you all the Gnostic scriptures. The reason why people don't know, because you don't have the pieces to the puzzle. So you get caught up in what? Spookism. In biblical numerology, 4 is the number of the earth, or the maternal creation of God. On the 4th day of creation, the material world was finished, remember? Genesis 1:14 and 19. Fact check your boy. Thereby allowing God, or the creator, whatever you want to call that manifestation, to furnish it with living creatures, remember? So when we deal with mathematics of the biblical scripture, remember the gematria of the Hebrew phrase, Hertz, or Hertz, almost like the Hertz car, but H apostrophe E-R-E-T-Z, the earth is 296, which is 4 times what? 74. I'm telling you, fact check me. I can get deeper with the science. I'm telling you, there were also 4 great divisions of mankind represented by the cherubim. Read Ezekiel 1 and 5. Or the 4 beasts around the so-called throne. Remember the throne in Revelations 4 and 6? These represents what? All creation. You should know this. Likewise, there are 4 gospels, each corresponding to a different beast around the throne. Remember? Matthew, that concept, I'm just talking about the science. It represents the lion, saying, behold, the king. Mark represents what? The ox, saying what? Behold, the servant. Luke represents what? The man, saying, behold, the son of man. John represents what? The eagle, saying, behold, the son of God. Right? In accordance with this, also were what? 4 colors in the curtains of the tabernacle of Moses. Remember? The purple proclaimed, behold, your king. The scarlet proclaimed, behold, the servant. The white proclaimed, behold, the son of man. The blue proclaimed, behold, the son of God. You know I'm telling the truth. So in geometry, watch this. A 4-sided square represents what? The earth, while a circle represents heaven, eternity, and the realm of the spirit. So you let some old jackleg Negro talk about, oh, that's crazy, trying to put a circle in a square. You look at that fool, excuse my candor, and say, dude, you clearly don't know how to use your elementary contractor, because I already done learned, because I know mathematics, and you do too, that you can put a circle in a square, because a circle and a square both have 360 degree of wisdom, just different parameter when you use your compass. See, these is facts. So when these idiots say this and want to be goofy, we shouldn't have time for that. We shouldn't have time for that, because we're not here to play. The 4th book of the Bible is the book of Numbers, whose Hebrew title is Bamidbar, or Bamidbar, Bamidbar, the wilderness. The wilderness symbolically represents the earth. On the Day of Atonement, remember, the second goat, aka Christ, was led into the wilderness. What? Remember? By a fit man to remove sin from all the people. Remember? In Leviticus 16 and 10 through 21. Thus, after he baptized on the Day of Atonement, right? Jesus, Yahushua, was led by the Spirit, remember? Into the wilderness to be tested by the devil. That's what the text said. This was to fulfill the law of the second goat. And at the end of Psalms 4, you find that it is to the chief musician upon Niloth, which means inheritance. It has to do with something with, inheriting the earth. That's what that is. Read Matthew 5 and 5. See, I'm giving you all Bible, beginning with our own earth, our own canon, our promised land, the glorified body. See, that's what they talk about. This is your land. This is your land. Yeah, your glorified body. Message. Yet before the righteous can inherit the earth, they must be trained and disciplined in the earth, often suffering to test your faith. Thus, Israel had to be tested in the wilderness, per se, right? Psalms 95:8, Hebrew 3:8. I'm just painting the picture before they could inherit the land of Canaan. But we know all about that. I go way deeper with that. But the H, the 5, the hey, the grace, the favor, at the beginning of a Hebrew word means the or behold. In the middle of a word, it signifies inspiration or revelation. The HEY. At the end of the word, it signifies what comes from. Brothers and sisters, 5 is the number of grace or favor. The number is found 318 times in your Bible. The number 318 is significant because it is the number of armed servants in Abraham's house who rescued Lot. Read Genesis 14:14. Read Genesis 14:14. Read it for me, brothers. It is grace that rescues us and sets the captives free. But what is grace? Come on, you know what grace is. Come on, brothers and sisters, y'all got to follow your brother. Walk with me. What the church people say, walk with me. That's what they say. I'm just having fun in what I do, man, with all due respect. But there were 5 sacrifices portrayed in Genesis 15:9. I'm just painting a pictorial. All my Morris is in your Quran. That's why I said, man, come on. All of it's going to signify to the same. The problem is, brothers and sisters are just linguistically off with their language. That's why I say the Quran and the Bible, it agree. They just off with the science and with the language. These is facts. And by which the promise to Abraham was secured: a heifer, a goat, a ram, a dove, and a pigeon. This typified Christ's sacrifice on the cross to secure the promises for mankind. I'm just painting a pictorial. To bring grace in the Old Testament, there were 5 offerings. Remember Leviticus 1:3. Remember, for all my kids that's going in academia, they're going to ask you this, and all you got to do is come to me. But then if they really start to come with that, no disrespect again, with that European, with that Greek stuff, then I really come, and then they gonna back down because I start just destroying it all. I'll just drop a bomb on the whole thing and then tell my people that area is polluted. Don't go there. And if anybody don't listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, if they go there and get polluted, that's on them. And them and their children will surely die. Because we can drop a bomb on the whole thing. Scholastically, and can't nobody say nothing. Guaranteed. Because I'll just start illuminating pseudepigrapha all through the New Testament, and it'll be over. And nobody could say nothing. To bring grace in the Old Testament, there were 5 offerings. You got the burnt offering, the sin offering, the meal offering, the trespass offering, and the peace offering. Each represent a different aspect of Christ's sacrifice of himself in that New Testament, per se. The 5th leader of the Hebrew alphabet is Hey, or He, which is spoken by breathing. Like when they say, yeah, but that's a whole nother teaching. When placed in the middle of a word, it indicates inspiration, something that is God breath. God put in Abram's name to make him Abraham. He put the Hey at the end of Sarah to make her Sarah. God also did it with Joshua, aka Yahshua, changing his name from Joshua in Numbers 13-16. It's there in the scripture. This is the grace that the Creator gives to us, whereby we may receive the Holy Spirit. I ain't here to try to convert no one. I'm saying, hey, man, you don't have to believe nothing I'm saying or rock with nothing I'm saying. The 5th time Noah's name is used in Genesis 6 and 8, but Noah found favor, Hebrew, chin, grace, in the eyes of the Creator. The 5th time the name Ruth is found in the Bible. It speaks of grace, right? Ruth 2:2. And Ruth, the what? Moabitess, said to Naomi, please let me go to the field and glean among the ears of grain, after in whose sight I may find favor. Hebrew, chin, grace. And she said to her, go, my daughter. The fifth time the name Boaz is found in the Bible, it also speaks of grace, right? Ruth 2, 8 and 10. Then Boaz said to Ruth, listen carefully, my daughter, do not go to glean in another field. Furthermore, do not go on from this one, but stay here with my maids. Let your eyes be on the field which they reap, and go after them. Excuse me. Indeed, I have commanded the servants not to touch you. When you are thirsty, go to the water jar and drink from what the servants draw. Then she fell on her face, bowing to the ground, and said to him, why have I found favor? Remember, Hebrew, chin, grace, in your sight, that you should take notice of me, since I am a foreigner. The fifth time that the book of 1 Samuel mentions David is in 1 Samuel 16 and 22. I'm painting a pictorial for you. Remember, and Saul sent to Jesse saying, let David now stand before me, for he has found favor. See, in my sight. Come on, y'all. So in 1 Samuel 17 and 40, David chooses 5 smooth stones with which to fight the Philistine giant, right? Goliath. The 5 stones, love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. Oh man, this was because Goliath represented the world's oppressive system. Look what I'm saying, y'all. As well as the giants in our own lives that keep us in bondage to what? The lower self. See, I'm just giving an analogy. I'm just painting the picture. Remember, because everything outside signifies something inside. I hope you catching me. David's action set forth the idea that only by grace, the indwelling, didn't say nothing about the outdwelling, the indwelling of the Holy Spirit can see these giants be overcome, setting us free from the lower self. I got a couple more and we out. The W, the 6, the Vav, the VAV, man, the VAV is a nail or a peg in Hebrew, y'all. So when you see these symbologies, you can start piecing things together. When people be coming with this, oh, I'm an Egyptologist, or I read this, boy, stop the cap. It is also a conjunction, like and, for it takes a nail to connect 2 things. It take a nail to connect 2 things. 6 is the number of what? Man. For man was created when? On the 6th day. Read Genesis 1, 24 and 31. I'm just painting a picture. Man was also to labor for what? 6 days before entering into what? The Sabbath rest. That's what the religious brothers say. Exodus 20, 8 and 11. And the Hebrew slave was to serve for what? 6 years. Exodus 21 and 2. That's what it is. They say the Hebrew. They Hebrews. That's what they say. Moses had to wait for 6 days before he was allowed to go up to the mount to meet the Lord, right? That's what it say in Exodus 24, 16 and 18. But they won't tell you what's the symbology. Even so, has man had to wait what? 6,000 years per se to meet the Creator in the second coming of the Christ. And that's what they say. But they don't even know what the second coming of the Christ is. Why? Because if you got all these pictures, you got all these fake pictures. You got pictures of Tom Hanks, you got pictures of Bob, and then the misnumbered blacks. All the religious people got pictures of J.J. Evans or some nigger that looked like Ned the Wino with red eyes and with gray hair. So I say they both crazy. They both got knockoff Jordans. They both try to say one is more original. I say they both knockoffs. That's what I say. That's what I say. They talk about something, the second coming. What? How somebody know what the second coming gonna be? And everybody got a picture of somebody. You know what no second coming is? Like Mr. Cap. The second coming gonna walk right past you. That's what you into. Israel compassed the walls of Jericho for 6 days before the city fell. Right? This is a type of 6,000 years of labor and spiritual warfare between the systems, these systems. Remember in Daniel 3, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon erected an image of gold by which the gold standard was created. Verse 1 says that it was what? 60 cubits high and 6 cubits wide, right? The dimensions of the image are to him 10 to be the statue of a man. It was more likely something else with a gold object on top of on top or head, but it does speak of man's effort to establish a system of economic control by means of what? The worship of what? Gold and money in general. That's what a lot of stuff on money. Yeah, Ned DeWino. Real talk, Carlin. That's why I be laughing. Yep, Ned DeWino. That's exactly what they be having. The picture that J.J. Evans drew. That's why I be saying it's like this stuff is cap. You're going to sit and ridicule somebody else that feels strong about their convictions and then come with the same goofy stuff. I say, man, this stuff is asinine. But that's not for us. We're not going to give no attention to that energy. Paul writes in 1 Timothy 6 that the love of money, greed, is the root to all evil. The love of money, greed, is the root to all evil. But watch this. Now watch how she come back with everything, because I'm a scripture head. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. Somebody give me that. Somebody give me Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. Because see, I'm going to check them, because see, they always want the misnomer black man to be poor and broke. We way past that poor and broke stuff. We way past this. The only thing Europeans use religion for is for power. Negroes use this to talk about they finna be free. No, you were nothing but a religious slave. No, this is for power. This is for power. Somebody give me Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. Somebody give it to me. Because see, they all want to tell you money is the root to all evil. That's cap. Well, if it's money is the root to all evil, why those establishments got money and we don't have nothing? Why they want to keep you on your knuckles? I'm showing you what it's about. Ain't nothing wrong with no money. Somebody talk to me. I know somebody got the text. Somebody got the text, read it. Somebody got the text, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. Somebody give it to me, because we almost done. Give it to me. Somebody got it? Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. When them jacklegs always come, well, money is the root to all evil. But then they try to use the scripture. How can a man rob God with his tithe and offering? Shut up. Shut up. Don't nobody want to hear that. You don't even got to try to talk about, to try to make somebody feel bad to do something, because you should feel good. We talk about a cheerful giver. Why? Because when you donate to something that's real, you happy to do for something. It ain't no force. It ain't no force. It ain't no game. It ain't for nobody to be riding around and have no big studio and no whole bunch of luxury stuff. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19 clearly states, and I'm paraphrasing, wine is made for laughter, but money trumps all. Money trumps all. So why would you let some jackleg tell you, oh, money is the root to all evil? I'm going to tell you that's cap. He say the love of money. No, the lust of it. The lust of it. I would say, yeah, the greed. Okay, but then you make, in parentheses, you can say greed is the root of all evil. And that can be across the board, because you can be greedy what? Eating. A lot of things can come from that. It's not just money, but they use money as a factor, because that's what a lot of people will do. They'll go crazy for it. Like, I'm going to get you sucker. They had a gold rush. They feel people are turning Scrooge McDuck for some money. People will kill their mom and their daddies, or daddies or mamas will kill their kids or whatever for that bag. It's happened before. So they're using that as a common denominator, something that people can see, if that makes sense. But money damn sure ain't no root to all evil. Why? Because I just gave you scripture to combat that. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. Then they say in Galatians 5 and 19:21, witchcraft. That's just a man's attempt to manipulate others against their free will. That's all that is. So in the Bible, when people like, oh, they go against witchcraft, yeah, a certain type of witchcraft, and it's specific. How? Trying to manipulate others against their will. When you talk about you finna put a person under a trance, when you put a person under a trance, that's against their will. Why? Because they under a trance. You're trying to manipulate them. And we not manipulating nobody to do nothing. What? The Holy Spirit does the teaching, not no manipulation, not no goddamn old trickery. We ain't rocking with no trickery. That's the pictorial of Saul's rebellion against the Creator, was the so-called sin of witchcraft per se. In 1 Samuel 15 and 23, what is not generally understood is that man's religion is largely a matter of doing rituals to manipulate one's God or gods into doing things that are beneficial to them. That's what I be telling people. They get in their religion And that's why I say, oh, my God's going to get me this. Oh, well, you trying to manipulate the God. So do you really believe that cap? So God is a genie. So God is here to say, well, God, I would pray 14,000 times and I want you to get me this job for things that beneficial to you. See, that's cap. So I don't know what, and that's what I tell people. They in it for the wrong thing. You might take the assumption that the Creator does not want to do what man thinks it should do. Men ought to change their mind and try to convince people. But it's bigger than this, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. But Psalm 6 describes the voice of the all martyrs being with Abel. Yet the oppressed condition of martyrs is only part of the general condition of all oppressed men on the earth. It's the condition of all men since so-called Adam, who labored 6 days in the bondage to sin. Remember this, y'all. I wanted us to know this. Excuse me. And the last one, I'll deal with this last one. The Z, the 7, the Zayin, the completion, the spiritual, the perfection. Yeah, it's all the same. When I break down the Sephiroths, it's going to all be the same. That's what I tell people. Real science is going to, if you have eyes to see, all of it's going to synchronize. It's going to connect. Everything is going to connect. That's why I say it's all more science. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what language you come to. I just pull a different tool out of my toolbox and use it. That's all it is. That's all this science is about. Knowing knowledge, order, rhythm, astrology, astronomy, nature, knowing all the wisdom, knowing all the Jewish texts, knowing all the Islamic texts, knowing all history, knowing all language, being able to take the time and research, being able to say, if I don't know 100%, I can get back with you. Always being sincere, always giving the reference. Why? Because that's how it's nothing new under the sun, brothers and sisters. It's nothing new under the sun. The only reason why people be butthurt because maybe they thought brothers like myself and you wouldn't go have the ability to do the same thing that we think other people are heavy that don't look like us. What? The research. The research. The research. To be able to have connections to the research, to the science, to be able to walk in these places and get mad respect. See, everybody thought brothers like myself would become Freemasons. Everybody thought I was going to become a Scottish Rite Mason or a potentate. No, I had to create my own. My professors were European Masons and Scottish Rite Masons. You know, my professors are European Masons and Scottish Rite Masons. That's why I created my own. I have all the documents that make all my brothers sit on their hands from love. When I pull out the Atlantis of the latter days and the European call themselves El Elyon and all this, and it's all lower science and all Osiris mysteries. It's all our wisdom, even the rose and the cross, all the stuff from Adam Blavatsky to all from Pascal Beverly Randolph to Alex Crowley. None of that stuff is spookism. It's just watered down reverse Moorish science. I'm telling you what I know, and they all lower level Masons. And our prophet didn't get nothing from no Europeans. They got the science from our prophet because they'll tell you. They all study Sufism. It's all our science. They give credit to Noble Drew Ali. But this is what we do because we always try to destroy our own brothers and sisters and we don't give our brothers and sisters credit. But then the European will give your brother all the credit. How? I'll give you how. Because Hakeem Bey, just like my noble Alonzo Wright was breaking down all the Moorish paradigms. Hakeem Bey is a European Jew with a big beard that wrote all the Moorish paradigms. Just like Peter Moon, he wrote the book the Aliyite. I mean, not the Aliyites, but Spondu Mystery with our prophet with all of the U.S. generals on there. Research that. It's another European professor named Spencer Dew. He wrote a book called The Aliyites. So when people be talking all that stuff, I say, man, we don't know the power of what our prophet did. We don't know. I can go even deeper. Just like when I showed y'all the video of Ab Allah, the teacher, the mystic of Neville Goddard. And people and when I look, somebody sent me the comics and it was like, Sheikh, people say that picture ain't Abdullah. And I say, listen here, stop asking me dumb stuff. I said, I can show you another book, the book in the Chosen Ones, which I showed everybody who in that book, the picture from with the same picture, the brother with the turban on his head, you know, Abdullah, you know, and it's showing that turbans are wore where in the churches, and it signified the mystical Eve. Black men wore turbans in the churches. We showed these things. We showed these things, you know. So I want us to be clear, you know, on those things as I close. Is there anything anybody want to ask me? But I really, nobles, as we get to this next level, like I'm saying, I just hope our will and the Creator's will line up, because we are trying to get our, well, it won't be our first brick and mortar, but our first brick and mortar in my city of Flint, which is the need. I've seen so many buildings, but I feel like the scripture says, man, the people can help build a tabernacle, and everybody can have stake in it, you know, and it's all a tax write-off. Everybody get a tax-exempt receipt. I mean, nobody's going to come in our community and do and help us. Nobody going, and if it's all these churches in the neighborhood and it's no real teaching, well, then I feel we can create our own, because there's so many available. And I feel with enough people that's deciphering some of that money that we giving to Uncle Sam and take an opportunity to be a part of something that's real, we can have a real infrastructure. Then we can have a library. Then we can start having our own 7th hour. Then we can start having our own type of homes, our own charter schools, like these other organizations. You see our kids on there high-fiving other people, and just because they know how to do a little dance at the door, oh, we're going to invite them to the damn barbecue. Nigga invited me to no damn barbecue. I'm just playing. But, you know, I want to have a good time, but for real, man. But on the real, we can do some powerful things, y'all, if we really sit down and put some money behind it and say, you know what, let's give it this opportunity. Because, you know, like I said, we have a lot to offer. And I know how to get a lot. I know how to get a lot done. I know how to solicit companies. I know how to solicit universities. There's so much that I've learned, and just had the privilege, you know, working in academia and volunteering and just knowing how to do other things and write companies for monetary and tangible donations and just all these other community avenues, you know, that we can hit. But no one's going to come in our community and build something. There's so many people moving out to urban cities, especially my city of Flint, to where it's so much opportunity that we can own something magnanimous and change our community. This what I'm saying, you know. This what I'm saying. Like we get ready to have our 5th annual Moorish Ball, man. I want to see brothers like we can really do something. And if this is real, I told a young brother like this. I said, man, if you really don't know nothing and your family going against you, share them me, because I'm an elder. My mom and my dad rock with me. I've been to the prisons. I've been there. I have the education. I have all that. I'm from the city, from the hood. We beat the streets. We bring brothers up. We raising people up to be great men, to be great empresses, to be great nobles. And I need all my brothers and sisters' help to do this. I'm serious, man. And if people don't think $10 help, they crazy. Because all my muftis know I'm transparent with everything. I know what we can do. I know we can have our infrastructure. And if our prophet Noble Drew Ali did this years ago, and what Noble Drew Ali left is a couple temples, and they all in shambles, because there's a Moorish Science temple in my city of Flint, and they be meeting like they some damn Ninja Turtles. I don't even care if they listen to me. I said, man, I ain't dealing with trash. If people want to operate like trash, I don't operate like that. What our prophet left was good, but what's in it is trash. No disrespect. But now we have the ability to create our own with no rhetoric. With no rhetoric. We supposed to teach. This is the triple rose. We supposed to be building infrastructure. We supposed to be owning things. And the Moorish Science Temple of America, that infrastructure don't own nothing. Because you got Moorish Science Temple of America this. You got Moorish Science Temple of America Inc. You got Moorish Science Temple of America of the world, Craig. A whole bunch of rhetoric. A whole bunch of rhetoric. And I say, I'm not with that. What I'm with is results. And if we can look at an infrastructure like the way churches are set up, and we don't take advantage of that infrastructure and operate on donations, and understand that we're tax exempt for the federal government, religious and charitable and scientifically, and we don't operate like that and build the infrastructure for we can have a brick and mortar and start teaching our own, what else is it about, family? All we're going to be doing is seeing people making videos complaining. But why should we make videos of other people complaining and they ain't robbing nobody? Those people are using the money, supporting what they love. No one is doing no scam. No matter if they teach it wrong, but if we say we this and we that, and we don't even support it financially, I be asking brothers and sisters, what's the purpose? Honestly, and we should be able to have these conversations. And then sometimes I'll be seeing people on the internet, you know, telling people they should get jobs or this and that and the other. I got a job. Shit. Matter of fact, at one time I was working two jobs at one time. I'm smart with my resources, you know, but this is something that I enjoy to do. You know, this is something that I enjoy to do. I dedicate, especially on Saturday and Sunday. Through the week, I jump on here just because I have time after I finish my day and do what I do. You know, I tell everyone I'm getting ready to be 48 in January. So I've had the pleasure to do a lot of things and a lot of connections where I just give honor to the Creator. But I know what we can do, y'all. I know what we can do in our community. I know how we can have something. And brothers, when they take vacations and they take trips, they say, well, I'm about to go where? To XYZ with a temple at, man. I'm about to go there for 3 days and see what's going on and see what them brothers got going on in that city. Or this is what's going on. These brothers got this, that going on. Why? Because we can. I know what we can do. I be seeing organizations and churches with all the members and everything, and they don't have businesses in the churches. You don't have landscaping companies. You don't have this, and that. So all the money, all the resources is going out to someone else. All the money is being spent. Somebody can be in that infrastructure, multi-millionaire. All the brothers in there getting their haircuts. All the women in there getting hair done. All the people buying this, and the other suits and things. And y'all don't have that infrastructure. I already have all these things, infrastructure. So that's a matter. We have a brick and mortar. We have a library. We have a fitness center. We have a computer lab. We have after school activities. We have tutoring. I mean, we have a healthy eating. We have gardening. We have auto mechanics. We have martial arts. That's 9 ministries right there. We have scouts, you know, or young nobles and young empresses. That's 11 disciplines right there. Right there. We're dealing with finances. All these things that we can prepare our babies when they go out in the world is what I have to offer. And the same way the churches operate off tax-exempt status, we can do the same thing. Because brothers and sisters, I don't want to get no government money. It's called the Faith-Based Initiative, acronym FBI, where you take money from the government, but then you have to run government mandated community organizations, and they tell you what to teach. I don't want to do that. I feel the power of the people. I feel we have the right to do what we can do. And that's why our dollars that we're giving to Uncle Sam, we can decipher it to our religious and charitable contribution of our choice. That's why I feel this way, y'all. That's why I always say 300 people giving $100 a month is $360,000 a year. We can do real work. And that ain't even a lot of money. People be like, that's a small number. But to me, and I know, I always feel in order to handle the hundreds, you got to handle the tens. And in order to handle the thousands, you got to be able to handle the hundreds. And in order to handle the millions, you got to be able to handle the thousands. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I want to show people the trustworthiness, because a lot of people have a lot of individuals, and it shouldn't be like that, because I ain't gave nobody no money and said they finna open up no school, and this person said that they collected 4 or 5 whatever X $1 million. It ain't happened to me, so it ain't happening to you guys neither. But hell, I feel we should trust something. I really do. Just like we trust in relationships. Hell, Negroes on here go raw doggy before they even support something that's real. They'll go raw doggy with a woman just because she got a big rear end. I told a woman one day, you would have unprotected sex with a man, your so-called man or whatever, before you would help him financially. You can always get some more money. You can't get another body. That's why I don't understand it. Like you'd rather have sex than support. Like that's asinine. And I'm just using that as a pictorial, you know, of the decision of not to help and say, well, no, but I'll do this. No, we should always put some money behind something, y'all. That's righteous. That's the only way things is going to happen. That's the only way brothers had temples, mosques, unless you government mandated, and we can have that conversation, but we don't have to do that. I feel it's enough of us with enough people that know enough people that can talk to their friends and everything and be like, yes, I want to support this and see this happen. Because that's how it can happen, you know, because we need something for not only our babies, for ourselves and our neighborhoods. We need a library. We need a computer lab. We need a place where they see the brothers and the sisters 7 days out the week coming together, building strategy, seeing where communities you can migrate to and start buying the houses in the neighborhood, fixing them up. And a lot of times when you do these things, when you adopt a community, the city give those religious organizations the land. I know this. I'm telling people this. This is what I know. And once the people understand what we can do and we put a little paper behind our movement and we have an infrastructure where people can see and people can come to, because there's nothing wrong with gathering. That's what a God man is supposed to do, create something. And I know we can, y'all, because I know if we just take the time and keep pondering on it and keep, you know, understanding that what we're doing is right and sharing it, and we can do this. And we can see how easy it is, because what I'm talking about is easy. I'm telling you. And the way the creator showed me how to do this is easy. I can start showing y'all all the property in the city of Flint, that land with parsonage to it, nice infrastructures. People, not nothing nobles that's, oh, we got to go in there and, oh, we got to fix this and it's going to take this to fix this. No, I'm talking about stuff we can go right in and cut the lights on and clean up and just dust some stuff off and then do some re-decor. Take all that other stuff down and put what we need to put up. That's what I'm saying. And cut some grass and do all that. All that stuff will be done in-house. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. I know we can do it. And in my city of Flint, y'all, it's available. I'm telling you. And all I'm just saying, man, I'm so excited, man. I thank y'all for listening to me. And every penny matters at the BBT. Because I don't have no other mission but this infrastructure, y'all. Because ain't nobody donated no millions to me. I'm transparent. Whatever I'm asked for, I'm willing to put my all in it. When people say, what's your plan B, Sheikh? I don't have one. I'm going all in. I live in my temple and school. That's why I tell people I have a real blueprint. I know what can happen. I got connections. I'm beloved in my area, and I know I can do something new. How? Without the help of nobody giving us nothing, with the power of the people. How? With the money we giving Uncle Sam, we can divert it, and I give everybody a tax and receipt. That's how. And that's how. And if we had 300 people dedicated giving $100 a month, it'll be over. I buy a building in 1 calendar year. That type of money will keep coming in, and then more and more, you will see what we'll be able to do. That's real power. That's real power. Brothers will be moving to the city. Why? Because I'll be having access. I'll be buying homes. Be like, okay, now y'all be like, damn, Sheikh done moved such and such. His brothers done moved here that can move. Why? Because I know how to get land, fix houses up. And then the brothers know how to do the work. That's what we do. We buying homes in our city for a couple grand, 3,500. I'm telling you, from land bank. I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling you, the power of the team and the unity, the power of people coming together, that's the biggest thing. Nobody's going to get rich and successful by working no job. That's fine. But let me show y'all something, man, as we get out of here. I want to show y'all this real stuff, man. I just want to show y'all something real. If I got it in here. Yep, I got it in here. Can y'all blow me up? Like, these are real things that's potential in our city. When you be seeing all them scammers on there showing them fake houses, no, this is something that me and my partners do, that we get for change, and we just trying to show people in the city what can be done, you know, by using our pennies and nickels. And these houses be like 3,500. You know what I mean? Just imagine you got a crew of brothers that's on the right level, putting money behind something. And then you got brothers that really know how to do the work. The shit will be done so fast. Bop, 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 bop. And this is what I be telling people. So imagine we got to build it in our city. And we know how to get houses. And all brothers are part of our brotherhood and families. So now we got families moving into communities that's homeowners. So the biggest bill in your life that people go in debt for and always be in debt for as a home, you would be able to get a house you know, ready to move in because you done help fix it up for way lower than what anybody will sell it to you. You understand? This is what I'm saying. I'm showing people real stuff, like all this stuff. These is real projects. I don't know if nobody can see my phone. Like, these is real projects. This ain't no fake stuff. And I ain't one of them people on the internet be like, oh, I got millions and millions of dollars. These people be on their front like they got millions. And I'd be like, okay, well, where the rest of the people? Well, where the houses? Like, what do these people be doing? Like, I don't know how these people get all these millions. Is it just selling a course? So that's what it's doing, and no real structure. Because hell, my brother Dale know how to do this. My brother Dale know how to do all this. Are y'all with me? This is what I be talking about: infrastructure and coming together and doing some things. When I say, well, what would we do? What are we gonna do? Are we gonna put some money behind things? Can we take over a neighborhood, a community? Yes. I'm gonna show y'all one more thing, man. I'm gonna show y'all one more thing. I think I already showed y'all that whole street in my neighborhood that's abandoned. And then it's a lady in Detroit called Mama Sue. She bought a whole block. And if you can pull her up on internet, see what she's done. That's why I look at blueprints and I be so inspired, because here it is, an empress in Detroit doing something that I'm looking at we can do. But then we also have 10 acres that we can build our homestead. 10 acres. You know? 10 acres. This is what I'm saying, man, brothers that do real work. So anybody got any questions? We about to get out of here. Any questions or anything? But look, so this Mama Sue, man, she got a, I don't know if y'all can see this, man, on IG. She Mama MAMASHUUU, and look what she did in the whole block in Detroit. And I'm just so inspired in what the Empress did and all the programs she be having in her neighborhood on her block. It's so inspiring what the Empress has done. And that's some things that I aspire to, that I know we can do, especially building our temple and our school and our community. That's going to be so powerful. And so I give credit where credit is due. I don't know if anybody know her on this social media, but her name is, like I said, Mama Sue. I'm going to try to connect her because I'm in Michigan. I'm going to try to get in contact with her and interview her. But I give credit to what the Empress has done, you know. But for my brothers and sisters, man, I hope we get to the level, man, to where we really see what we can do and use a couple of our finances to build. And if anybody got any questions or anything, man, please reach out to us. I love you all, man. Thank y'all for listening to the little old me for an hour and 40 minutes. And once again, all finances go to building. Sheikh, you have dropped so many jewels sharing the message. Man, thank you, man. Thank you, brother. We're Carla. I just give honor. Like, all I can say is I just give honors, man. Like, but a lot of times I'm not tired. I'm inspired because I'm seeing people do the work. The stuff that I talk about with y'all, I'm actually seeing groups do this work. Like, like the stuff that I'm teaching everybody I'm talking about, I'm actually seeing individuals and families doing this. Like, it blows my mind. I told y'all one of my alumni went back to where he's from? Denver or Utah. And he was like, yeah, she was like, he's gonna open up his own church, European. He was like, shoot, they done the numbers. He said his family sent him to get his education. Went back, right in his community. I was like, damn, hit me up. He was like, how you doing? This is his words. He's like, man, I know you went back to Flint, Michigan and took over where the water all messed up. I said, man, it's just a different monster in the city of Flint. It's just a different monster. Your people will support you when the seats are filled up. Just like the Bible says, a prophet and an angel is no good in his own country. You may have to leave that area with your emperors and everything, build yourself up. And then when you come back, people celebrate you because they see the magnanimous things you've done, you know? And that's just my story. But I love everyone and I know what we can do. You know, Brother Carlin, I know we can do this. I know we can do this because I'm seeing people win. I'm seeing people win how they cipher into what they have to their religious and charitable contribution of their choice. They're not giving their money to Uncle Sam. We are, and think we're getting a tax return, and we're not. We're only getting a small tittle of what Uncle Sam took from us the whole year. These is facts. These is facts. You can ask any tax preparer. You can ask anybody what I'm saying. Everything that I tell you is fact. And I wouldn't tell you this if I didn't know. You can get a tax attorney sit right next to me. Be like, well, yeah, actually, all y'all need to do what this brother is saying so you can build your infrastructure. I don't know why. That's what all rich people do. That's why they got religious organizations. They just put their rich people on the boards. And that's how that money be ciphered. Only 5% goes to what's going on. The rest go to their salaries. I'm telling you what I know. But it fall on deaf ears with us. Why? Because we don't take advantage of what's going on. We think somebody else got to come save us. We think somebody else is going to give us something. And ain't nobody going to give us nothing because we already have it. We just need to cipher what we're giving away willingly to what's popping right now. That's all. And that's my own message. I'm your brother. I'm your brother. And if I teach the other man, why can't I teach you? If we can look at their infrastructure and be like, wow, look at the Jewish community. Look at the so-called Chinese community in Vegas. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the no disrespect. With all due respect, I just rolled down in my goddamn neighborhood in Flint, Michigan. I'm a matter of fact, I might ride through the hood today and show you everything look like a damn war zone, every neighborhood. But then see people be having opportunity. Who? All of, no disrespect, the pale Arabs. Then they come in our neighborhood selling all the fucking oils and shit. Excuse my candor. And I hate to say it like that. They come in and they selling all the oils and everybody buying that shit from them. And then when you see a melanated brother or a NOI brother out there selling the shit, they don't do it. I say, what the hell is wrong with us? Like we let these people come suck, and then disappear. They can't sell it in their own community because they don't have no community. What community they have? They don't have no community. They move in your raggedy neighborhood and buy up everything. While Negroes be looking stupid as hell and can't come together, talk about they Christians and they Muslim and they Masons riding around this. I said, dude, I'm showing us how to win. We got to take advantage of what? This being a religious organization. It be falling on deaf ears to Negroes. We are a religious organization. We are a brotherhood. We are a fraternal order. You have to understand what I'm saying. That tax is in for the federal government. If you don't understand this, you're playing a deadly game with yourself and you're not community. You're not community. Everything got to be with us, got to be volunteer, got to be under this certain dispensation, what I'm telling us. And I already had an infrastructure. All I need is the bodies. All I need is everybody being an apostle, being a disciple of this. Saying, man, we can all help. No matter how much or how little, we can all help. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you what I know. This is easy numbers. You can adopt any neighborhood. Anybody can, I fly anybody that's real. My nobles come to my city of Flint. Y'all stay with me for 3 days. Y'all jaw drop out y'all face. All the potential. I just showed y'all a couple houses my brother got for a couple dollars. $3,500, $4,500. Brothers know how to do this work. They come and fix all the stuff up. I show y'all these temples and I show y'all these churches and everything for 200,000. Big church stuff abandoned and people bull crapping. And you got these people on the internet talk about they raised $4 or $5 million for a school with no reference, no sources. Man, I'm telling y'all, we need a place for our kids and us. A 7th hour in the summer when the kids out of school, they come to the camps. When they get out of school during the week, we pick them up from the school, bring them to our temple for 7th hour. Parents pick them up. They don't have food, lunch, everything. They went over there, worked out, all that stuff. How? And the people support with donations. That's how. That's how this can be done. I don't have nothing else. We can talk about religion and spirituality all day. Nobody can go against what I'm teaching. But now, after we know that, what about this? What about the next level? What about the money, man? What? The money. The money. What? Yes. What about the money? Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. Wine was made for laughter, but money trumps all. What are you talking about? Oh, how are we going to operate without no money? Oh, so the righteous man can't have no money. So we're supposed to be broke as hell. Is that what you think? That's asinine. And all these religions selling newspaper. They sell the NOI. They sell a newspaper. The Final Call. Everybody selling this, selling that. So the infrastructure making some from the money. What about the people? What do we get from that? What the land? So you telling me they got land and all that? You telling me the nation got land and these people, this infrastructure is a multi-million-dollar organization. So what's up? Where the businesses? You trying to roll me to sleep with this nation is where the businesses. I don't see no bit. All I see is brothers selling papers and shit in the middle. When I come home and I see the nation of brothers, I see them niggas in the middle of the street selling paper. And I know most of them niggas some bums. Ain't no disrespect. Why? Because I know them. That's why I say it. And how much money you making off them papers? None. None. You can come to me with that crap. Ain't no the nation. I know a whole bunch of Muhammad study groups and all this. Where the businesses at? It ain't no businesses. So they can miss me with the cap. I'm telling you, I know what we can do. What? In our neighborhood, in our communities, it's blocks that's abandoned. I'm talking about every neighborhood. The first thing we can do is build our infrastructure and what? Become homeowners. We're in our communities and have land. And right next to the houses, you can have all this land. That's your farm. You get animals, the whole tax bracket change. You build your farm, you have your animals on your land. That's the opportunity in our neighborhoods now. That's the opportunities. These are the opportunities. Why? Because I'm doing it right now with pennies, with me and my multi. We doing it right now. My brother Dale in Vegas, we doing it. Just imagine we had all these brothers, that's all these rappers and all these brothers that say they got the bag. Just like you can donate to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice. This is what brothers don't understand. I'm telling y'all, we can do this if brothers and sisters support. I'm a map and a guide. That's what these funds would do. We will have our brick and mortar. Then we will be buying plight and fixing them up. That's my mission. What you mean, Sheikh? I'll be going live just like I do on my social media page, on my Facebook page, on Khary Goodman Bay. When I'll be going live, when I'll be coming home to the community and I say, oh, you see this house right here? Boom. I'll show you on Land Bank, be like, oh, boom. We'll go through the house, do a walkthrough, be like, this house, they want $3,500. Boom. We do the bid on it. I'll show you how we get the house and boom. And we fix it up. Boom. Then it's fixed up. Then we go on to the next one. That's how we build wealth. And then you see a whole bunch of houses. Next thing you know, you see our brothers and sisters in the community. That's how. That's how. I mean, this ain't hard. Just like brother Collins said, some people got cows, some people may have this, some people may be farming this, some people may be farming that, like my Amish homeboy. I told y'all I met my Amish homeboy at GCU. His name was Khalid. They showed me the 200 acres, me and my wife. It's on my YouTube page. It blew my mind. Blew my mind. He was like, I said 200 acres. He's like, yeah, we got 200 acres in St. John, Arizona. I said, you capping? I said, you capping? Boom, we go. Bam, sure enough, 200 acres. I said, Lord have mercy. They done converted buses to all type of stuff. They grow every damn thing. They got greenhouses. I said, blew my mind. And then when I first met my Muftis, I worked a deal to get 40 acres. And then I tried to get people to support and be like, man, I got 40 acres. I was trying to manage it, which was hard. I'm always transparent. I couldn't manage it. You know what I mean? And so I sold it, got my money back, made a little couple nickels. But the fact is, I have the experience and I know how to do it. So what did the Creator show me how to do this time? The Creator showed me how to come back with my brothers and sisters, and we end up getting 10 acres, and we end up buying 10 acres with cash. That's what happened. But I know how to do things. And I know how to help people. How to help people get land. You know, so many different people that ain't melanated, that ain't Moors. When you see these people on the internet talk about they know how to do this, I'll have people come on here and real testify, say, you don't know how to do nothing. This man that showed us how to do this with no strings attached. We just gave him a finder's fee. We just gave this man a finder's fee. So when people be saying this, I know what we can do. I know we can do, brothers and sisters. And when you understand this, and when you sincere what you're doing, all we doing is doing the blueprint. We can do this. I promise y'all. So thank y'all once again for listening to me. And please, once again, support our temple and school. Hit me up, inbox me, get some literature, get some books, come to class, share it with your friends. Anything you need, man, y'all use me as a source. I'm here. I want this to be as big as we can take it. And I really do want our brick and mortar. This is for us. This has nothing to do with me. This is what we can have. And everybody would be stakeholders of the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. Why? Because it wouldn't be nothing without the people. It wouldn't be nothing without the people. And 300 people can make this happen by donating $100 a month. And you get a taxes and receipt. And then I'm a source. Each month I can give you something. Something with value. I can give you wisdom. I can give you books. I can give you literature. I can give you gifts. Why? Because we have companies. So with that being said, man, once again, I give y'all honors. I give y'all love. Thank you. And take us out of here, nobles. I'll give us our Moorish American prayer. If Alonzo's still here, you can give us our benediction. If not, we can get out of here. But Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation. By night and by day, through his holy prophet, Nuhu Ali, through myself, through all my muftis. I want to give honors to my mom and my dad for trusting me and birthing me and never giving up on me. I want to give honors to my empress. I want to give honors to my daughter and my grandson. I want to give honors to you all. I want to give honors to your family, to your loved ones. I want to give honors to you for anybody that ever donated to the BBT. I give you honors because you could have did anything with your finances, but you decided to give a small tittle to the BBT, and I thank you. If there's anything that I can do for you, if there's any books that you would like to get from me, please never hesitate to hit me up, because when you do business with me, I give gifts. And with that being said, I love y'all, and I love you like God loved the church. Peace, light, and illumination. Is anybody here? If not, we can get out of here. Zoe here? My nobles be multitasking. Well, I'm gonna end it.
Islam, though.
Oh, gratitude. Anybody else got anything? We good?
Gratitude and love for the encouragement and the inspiration and the direction. Islam.
I give honors, Noble. I give honors. Can you give us our benediction if you don't mind, Noble Alonzo?
Islam. Can y'all hear me, Noble?
I can hear you now.
Islam. Our benediction reads as followed. May the benediction of Allah be upon thee and thine always, as thou shouldst strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thine acts of love upon thy brethren, and do the best to shun thine evil ones. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that you might nourish the souls of men. Let truth be the shield in the manifest battles of falsehood. Know that Moors need not to pick the lock to the gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft, for behold, the key to salvation already rests within thine own hands. And yes, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, and inconsistency, there still is the greater part of our nature that is divine. May Allah protect thee, guide thee, preserve thee, lengthen thy age, and give thee everlasting peace. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Haq, Ya Muhammad. And at the BBT, when we say Al-Haq, that's Arabic and it stands for the truth. And when we say Ya Muhammad, that's Arabic as well, and it stands for the protector. We here at the BBT see ourselves as truth protectors, and we casting our net out to all true and divine light seekers to come and join onto us. For the truth has no sides, for the truth is one, as man is with Allah. And with that, we say peace and love. Islam.
Islam.
Peace, 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 family.
Peace and love, family.
Peace.
Gratitude. Take us out.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet.
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Once again, this broadcast has been brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where reading fundamental. Also brought to you by bindedbooks.com, where treasures are bound. Be sure to get all of your teas at My Son's Teas, the tea of teas divinely prepared at herbsofmyaunt.com. Be sure to check out all of those musical stylings by Brian Hicks Spade at bhspademusic.com. For your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out morrishaberdasher.com. And for that everyday especial Morris drip, be sure to check out morsachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today.
No such thing as failure, baby. Don't forget who